Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you everyone for joining, and thank you again for putting in the chat where you're logging in from. That's awesome. We have people from around the world. That's so great to see. I'm Ryan Lee. I am based in the Chicago area, and today's topic is an overview of the ServiceNow Center of Excellence and Innovation and the accelerators that we offer on this topic. So again, I mentioned my name is Ryan Lee. I am a portfolio manager, and I manage all of the foundations and steady state materials that our impact squads and impact customers use during their onboarding and beyond. So it's great to meet everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Here's a picture of me again. And we'll just move on over to our safe harbor slide. So this presentation may contain forward-looking statements based upon our beliefs and assumptions and on information currently available to us, only as of the date of this presentation. As you may know, we value feedback and ways to improve, so things you see today may change going forward with each new release. I would also like to mention that today's session is part of Live on ServiceNow, a curated series to connect you with ServiceNow experts and peers that can help you deploy your products and achieve value faster. We hope you join us again at another webinar or 360 exchange. And you can see the schedule by scanning the QR code or by using the link in the chat. Also, a quick note, starting in 2025, ServiceNow Impact Academy webinars will be scheduled on Wednesdays instead of Thursdays. So just a quick note there. Okay, just a few housekeeping items before we dive in. We have saved time at the end for Q&A. You can use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen if you want to drop those in during the presentation. And also, this presentation is being recorded and it will be shared on the ServiceNow community. Lastly, after this webinar, you will be prompted to fill out a short survey. So please feel free to complete this as we really value your feedback. Okay, quick agenda for today. We'll first cover very briefly what is Impact. Then we'll give a ServiceNow CoEI overview. Then we will dive into each of the ServiceNow CoEI accelerators, and then I'll share some resources at the end. So just to start us off, I thought we'd start with a quick poll to see how many of you are current Impact customers. Right now, we're in a few seconds, you should see a poll pop up on your screen. If you can please select a response, either yes or no, or I don't know. That would be awesome, just so we can kind of gauge who is a current Impact customer or who may not be. So I'll give this just a couple more seconds here. I see some results coming in, so thank you so much for your participation. Give it about 5 to 10 more seconds here. Okay, thank you so much for your participation. It looks like most of you, about 40% of you, are not Impact customers. 33% of you are, and then 27% are unsure. So this is perfect. Like, this will be great. We'll give a brief overview of what Impact is, and then hopefully it will pique your interest or help you understand if you have it or not. But either way, whatever, if you are or aren't, this will be helpful to you. So thank you so much for participating. Okay, so jumping over to a quick Impact overview. So ServiceNow Impact is a value acceleration solution powered by AI and human expertise. It personalizes your journey, amplifies your team's capabilities, and delivers faster results. It's built on the Now platform, and it equips you with personalized insights, expert coaching, platform health monitoring, industry benchmarking, and premium support. And this is all through a user-friendly digital experience that helps you achieve the ROI and results that your organization sets out to achieve. So you can see on your screen on the right-hand side, there's a screenshot of kind of what that digital experience looks like. And for more information, we'll provide resources at the end of this as well. Okay, so diving into what is a ServiceNow Center of Excellence and Innovation. A ServiceNow Center of Excellence and Innovation is an organizational model that we recommend customers stand up to optimize the strategic value they get from ServiceNow. A CoEI goes beyond a platform support team. It consolidates teams for strategy, business engagement and delivery, platform architecture and support, and innovation. And so those 4 teams you can see on your screen right now. And by housing these functions in one organization, you remove the seams that can slow you down as you turn your vision for digital transformation into measurable, valuable results. Effective CoEIs improve the strategic enterprise-wide value you deliver because they can promote workflows and unified experiences across business lines and departments. So by doing this, a CoEI can help your business partners uncover new opportunities for innovation. Your CoEI should bring together 4 functions, the 4 listed on your screen, but the important thing is to focus on what these teams need to do. So your strategy function on the left-hand side should focus on your roadmap and resourcing and ensure that all your ServiceNow activities are leading to value. Your business engagement and delivery function should focus on how you collaborate with business partners to design and deliver digital workflows, both on time and on budget. Your platform architecture and support function should make sure that your Now Platform implementation adheres to standards and operates at top performance. And then lastly, on the right side of your screen, your innovation team should look for opportunities to extend digital workflows across the enterprise and build unified experiences across business functions. So this might make a little bit more sense if we take a look at a quick example. So suppose your innovation team learns of a need for a better and more efficient way for frontline workers to report issues from the field. They design a proof of concept for a ServiceNow mobile app. Then they hand it off to the strategy team, which assesses the potential value of the app and assigns it a priority in the ServiceNow roadmap. The business engagement and delivery team then supports the rollout at scale, not just by delivering the new capability, but by ensuring it comes with training and change management to support adoption. Then the platform architecture and support team makes sure that you have a support plan for the rollout and that the new capability deploys effectively. So these functions within your CoEI come together to bring high enterprise value. Okay, one more slide before we dive into a second poll, and then we talk about the accelerators specifically. But why is having a CoEI crucial to thrive in a digital era? According to Gartner, CoEIs are pivotal drivers of digital transformation and cost efficiency. Gartner's research shows that organizations with CoEIs are 30% more likely to achieve transformation goals on time, while also reducing project costs by 25%. This cost effectiveness comes from more efficient resource use and enhanced knowledge sharing. With structured governance and value management, CoEIs keep innovation initiatives aligned with business goals, avoiding common transformation challenges. So the result is a more agile, competitive organization that is able to respond swiftly to market changes. Beyond cost and efficiency, CoEIs secure industry leadership by supporting continuous innovation and proactive problem solving. One of Capgemini's studies shows that companies with CoEIs are 1.5 times more likely to lead in innovation and tech adoption. By focusing on emerging technologies, these centers drive sustainable growth and long-term competitiveness. Also, COEIs double the success rates of projects, especially in IT and digital sectors. And that research comes from McKinsey. COEIs enhance cross-functional collaboration. They enable faster adaptation of best practices across the organization. And this agility allows organizations to scale successful initiatives quickly, tailoring them to fit each company's unique culture and needs. And finally, this is from the Harvard Business Review. COEIs serve as vital components of an innovation strategy, fostering collaboration across teams and disciplines. This environment enables continuous innovation, making COEIs not just hubs of experimentation, but integral to a company's sustained competitive advantage. So there are many reasons why a COEI is crucial to thrive in the digital era. And with that, I will switch to our next poll. But before I jump into that, I see in the chat, can you share the research as well? Yes, we can share links to the research. If it's not already in the slide at the end, we will definitely follow up and provide that to you. So thank you for that question. Okay, next up is the poll. You should in a few seconds see a poll pop up. The question is, have you conducted a CoEI Impact Accelerator with a squad member before? I am going to guess that because most respondents were not impact customers, that this answer might be mostly no, which is totally perfect, but I'm just going to give it a few more seconds for everyone to submit their answers here. Okay, I think we're slowing down here with answers coming in. So it is definitely most responses, 89% say no, or it's kind of moving back and forth now, but and then about 6% say yes, and then about 7% say I don't know. So the vast majority of you all in the audience have not conducted a CoEI Impact Accelerator before. So thank you so much for submitting your responses. And this is excellent. This is the reason, for this webinar. I'll walk you through the different CoEI accelerators, so you are aware of what is available. So thank you again. Okay, CoEI accelerators and who is a good fit. So there are currently 3 different CoEI accelerators that we offer. Excuse me. The first is the CoEI design, then the CoEI funding strategy, and lastly, the CoEI maturity assessment. I'll explain each at a high level and who is a good fit. And then on the next slide, I'll dive deeper into each one. So first, in CoEI design, you will receive guidance and support on how to build a CoEI within your organization. In terms of who is a good fit, there's a wide net of potential good fits for this one. So maybe you are implementing ServiceNow and before demands for ServiceNow capabilities begin to scale, this would be perfect for you to enlist this accelerator. Or maybe you want to reach value faster in advanced ServiceNow's role as an enterprise platform for your digital workflows. This would also be great. And then one more example, if you want to remove the organizational seams that are inhibiting your ability to move from just vision to actual value with ServiceNow, then this CoEI Design Accelerator would be a great fit for you. In CoEI funding, this provides you with assistance in identifying and developing a strategic funding approach. A CoEI funding strategy defines how the CoEI will secure, allocate, and manage financial resources to fulfill its mission and ensure sustainable operations. So again, we'll dive deeper in the next couple slides, but in terms of who is a good fit for this funding strategy accelerator, An example might be if you have an upcoming implementation or a re-implementation of a ServiceNow application, and you want support in change management to enhance user adoption and maximize project success. Or maybe you have previously had trouble with technology adoption in the past, and you want to achieve a successful rollout. Having a funding strategy would help with that. Or you are seeking an advantage in building your own change enablement and adoption plan with a comprehensive process user training program. All of these would be a great fit for the CoEI Funding Strategy Accelerator. The last accelerator, the CoEI Maturity Assessment. This provides insight into your current CoEI maturity level and tailored recommendations based on that maturity level. It's a tool to help you understand how well your ServiceNow CoEI is progressing, and it compares ServiceNow CoEI categories against the level at which they are adopted in your organization. Who's a good fit for this? Maybe you're a new ServiceNow customer planning your first CoEI implementation, and you want guidance on the initial rollout. Or maybe you're an existing customer seeking insight into your progress within your ServiceNow CoEI and which areas you should focus on. That would make you a great fit. Or maybe your current CoEI is struggling, and this accelerator would provide you some guidance on where you should focus your energies and where you can make some changes and improvements. Or if you're just interested in maximizing the benefits of your CoEI, this would be a great fit. So hopefully you can see across these three accelerators, there's a lot of there's a lot of great use cases for this, and really anywhere on your ServiceNow journey, at the beginning, the middle, or maybe you've been a customer for a while, a lot of these can help you improve your CoEI or establish one. Okay, so now I'll go a bit deeper into the actual steps that will occur in each of these accelerators so that you're aware of what actually is happening in each of these. So, and what you can expect to do in each of these accelerators if you were to enroll in one. So for CoEI design, in the first stage of the CoEI design accelerator, this is where you'll share information with your squad so that they can better understand your unique need for a CoEI. You'll work through an activity that will document your team charter and goals, and you'll share current documentation on your current roles and responsibilities. And you'll also share a list of people who will participate in the quote unquote interviews for this accelerator. The interviews of key stakeholders at your organization are meant to understand how your current organizational structure is functioning and where potential gaps are in the strategy, business engagement, platform architecture and support, and innovation teams. So these interviews will inform the squad's recommendations. Next, the squad will present their findings and recommendations and any other accelerators they recommend that might also help you in your CoEI journey. You'll then co-create an implementation plan with the timeline so that you can successfully execute on those recommendations. And then lastly, you'll have access to resources to help measure your progress and the CoEI's effectiveness over time. Okay, so diving a little bit deeper into the second CoEI accelerator, which is CoEI funding strategy. So like I mentioned before, a CoEI funding strategy defines how the CoEI will secure, allocate, and manage financial resources to fulfill its mission and ensure sustainable operations. It also involves comprehensive budget planning, identifying diverse funding streams, such as internal funding, grants, and strategic partnerships, and optimizing resource use. The strategy emphasizes long-term sustainability through revenue generation and the development of a business model aimed at financial self-sufficiency. So the key components include continuous financial performance monitoring, transparent reporting, and robust risk management to support the CoEI's long-term success and resilience. The first step in this accelerator will kick off with the Impact Squad learning about your goals and defining the scope and setting expectations. Then in the next phase, the Impact Squad will present an overview of the different funding models and help you identify which funding model template best fits your needs. Then you and the Impact Squad member will run through different activities to customize the funding template selected in the previous step. So then the final phase, the squad will then host a recommendation readout where they will have compiled all of the findings and recommendations identified within this accelerator. So again, in terms of deliverables, you'll have a customized funding strategy document, which will include the chosen funding model and budget allocation plan. And this will all be supported, and you'll be guided through this and educated through it with your Impact Squad. You'll also have customizable funding model templates and frameworks. So we're looking at, is your is the best funding model for you a centralized funding model, a decentralized funding model, or a hybrid of the two? You'll also receive guiding principles to help evolve your CoEI. And then also you'll receive that those follow-up recommendations and continuous support from your Impact Squad. Okay, the last CoEI accelerator that we have is the CoEI Maturity Assessment. So this accelerator is designed to give customers a clear picture of how their ServiceNow Center of Excellence and Innovation is evolving. It assesses your current progress by evaluating key ServiceNow categories and determining how deeply they're adopted within your organization. So this accelerator is divided into key phases that ensure a thorough and actionable evaluation. So on your screen on the left-hand side, phase 1, this is the assessment questionnaire. So you will provide information to the ServiceNow team regarding your current CoEI. This will help the team understand your desired outcomes by reviewing 8 key categories. And those are listed on the screen. It assesses the 8 categories of vision, strategy, value management, staffing and roles, partner management, governance, change management, roadmap, operating model, all of these ingredients that help make a strong CoEI. And then all of those categories, depending on the results of those assessment, will be reviewed against a matrix that we have. In phase 2, this is the leading practices analysis. So the ServiceNow team will work internally to review all of those results against our own leading practices and our recommended feature sets. And they will then provide tailored guidance toward helping achieve your goals, because they really want to make sure that they're providing recommendations that are unique to your specific organization, as every organization is different and unique. So they're going to spend some time looking at the results of that and coming up with meaningful recommendations. Brings us to phase 3, the recommendation readout. So you can expect the ServiceNow team to reconvene with you to present their findings and those targeted recommendations. And these will help align your strategic objectives to ensure that you have a plan forward. And then last, in phase 4, this is about a month after the readout. One of the ServiceNow leads will then schedule a check-in with you to check how you are progressing against your goals and plan whether there are resources that we can connect you with to continue with your success. Okay, so that concludes the overview of our CoEI accelerators. I hope you found it informative to know what to expect in each of the accelerators and what we offer. If you are an Impact customer today, there is an accelerator catalog in your Impact instance, and that is the screenshot that you see on your screen right now. If you log in and you click on the Impact Benefits and Usage tab, and then you'll select accelerators on the left-hand side. That's where you'll see all of the different available accelerators, but you'll also specifically see the 3 CoEI accelerators that we spoke about today. Again, if you're not an Impact customer, there are some resources here that can help you with that, and actually on the next slide as well. But if you're interested, please be sure to reach out. These resources will be sent to you after, or will be available for you to utilize after this webinar. And also some more on this slide if you want to learn more about Impact, if you're interested. Also, if you want to learn about training and certifications or our expert services, you can feel free to utilize these. But with that, thank you all so much for your time and attention. That's what I have for today. We can open up to questions if there are any, but if anyone has to hop off, I really want to thank you for your time. I hope this gave you a good overview of what CoEI accelerators we have to offer and what you can expect from each one. So thank you so much again.